Good morning, YouTube. In this video, we're going to show you how to static time a Harley Davidson big twin engine. This one's a 90s, mid-90s model. We're going to show you how to set the timing in it with the point ignition. This will work on pretty much all Harley Davidson with point ignition. So let's get started. The reason I got the valve cover off on this one is this is a new assembly that was rebuilt, and it's going to eventually go in my Road King. We're going to rotate the motor counterclockwise. We'll wait for the upper rocker arm to shut, and after it shuts, we're going to look in this little hole. If we can look in there, see the little tiny dot, that's our timing mark. It means it's at 34 degrees before top dead center, which that's where we're going to set the timing on. So I already did all this. Remember, the engine rotates counterclockwise. And so right after this closes, keep rotating it counterclockwise. The first notch will be the dot. If you see the line, that's the top dead center mark, means you went too far. Then you got to do it all over again. Normally, if you don't have the valve cover off, we're gonna use the push rod tube. We're gonna take it apart and we're gonna watch the push rod come up. After it goes back down, we're gonna go on the side and we're gonna check for the dot again. So let's go to the other side and get ready to set the timing on the other side. Alright, we're on the other side now. As you can see, we have the cover off. And then we have the advance mechanism. I put cigarette butts in there to advance the mechanism. It has to be in the advanced position to set the timing. Now, you have to go to a hardware store and get a machine screw to hold the advance unit together. You can't use the nut that comes to it because it's all in the way. So let's go ahead and get the front plate on it. Remember, the front plate's already preset. It's best to already preset the front plate and set the points between 16 to 18 thousandths of a gap when the points are open. So our plate is preset. This is in a preset advanced position. So let's get it together. Alright, we got it all hooked up. We're going to the one side of the breaker point to the other with two jumper wires. And so we're going to create a circuit, which as you guys see, I got the clip on the prong that the trigger wire goes on, and I have one to the ground. Have it clipped to our multimeter. As you see, we are closed. As soon as we go to 0, we're going to set it right as soon as the small cam lobe opens. Now, and all, as you can see, we're about ready, almost to the point of the small lobe on the cam, the points cam. And then when it opens, as soon as it opens, the slight openness is where it sets the timing. You can, on other models of Harley Davidson, you can set off the big lobe. If you go off the big lobe, it will run, but it will not run right. as far as like Sportsters or Magnetos, because you still set the timing the same way. But it will be wrong if you set the timing off the big lobe and not the small lobe. So we have this one set on the small lobe. So we're gonna trip it, because as soon as we trip this, we're gonna go to 0. As soon as we go to 0, we tighten these screws up and set the plate. Now what I normally do is mark this. Let's just call this the stator, or the timing plate. We're going to mark it before we know where it's timed at, and then we can take it apart and put the take all that stuff out to let the ignition go back to the retarded position, or the non-advanced position, for it to be correct. Reset the points, and this thing will be done. So as we're going to watch our multimeter, let's see, we got some numbers there. As soon as we rotate it clockwise, as soon as it breaks open, we're going to lock it in, and we're going to call this done. Boom. All right, it just broke. Well, no, it's real touchy right there. If you don't, right there, we're going to lock it in. Now, I apologize. It's hard for me because I'm running a cell phone instead of a camera or a GoPro, so it makes it a little harder. So I'm going to sit here and hold this. I'm going to set you guys down for a second before I can lock my timing in. Alright, so we got it locked in. We have nothing on the multimeter. The point, you guys really can't see it. It's right in here. It's going to be very, very slightly open. Might be able to see some daylight through it, but it's very slightly. That's why we use electronics instead of doing it by eye. With electronics, I can get it more precise than if I did it by eye. So I hope you guys will learn something today. With our next video, we'll cover how to put the rocker box assembly back together, because it's important on the butterfly valve on this model. And then I hope you guys will come back to our channel again. Please subscribe and like with Rich V's Garage. I have other things on my channel. And if you guys would like to support the Road King saga, please let me know. Thank you.